Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Six minutes after 9 o'clock, it's time for Veterans News. Today, Veterans News is a full hour long, so be sure to keep your radio tuned to WOCA for the next hour, and we bring you Veterans News. Looks like Gary Pascale sitting in the captain's seat. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, veterans out there. It's a beautiful day. The weather's changing, and we do have a great show for you today. Normally on the third Thursday, you're used to hearing the VA here, but they were really overwhelmed with patients and stuff like that, so Dr. Torres wasn't able to be here, but I do have some great friends from our own Veterans Park who's going to provide not only entertainment, but they're going to provide some really good information that a lot of veterans in Marion County don't know. However, we do have to start off with a real serious note. We did have some fatalities in law enforcement, and we had one fatality in the from the Department of Defense. Starting with law enforcement, we have police officer Jared William Franks of the Greensboro, North Carolina Police Department. His end of watch was November 10th. And we have Sergeant Ron Eulis of the Ventura County Sheriff's Office in Ventura County, California. His end of watch was November 8th. And also I want to read that the Department of Defense announces the death of a soldier who was supporting operations in Freedom Centennial. He was Major Brent R. Taylor from Ogden, Utah, and he died November 3rd, 2018 in the Kabul province of Afghanistan as a result of wounds sustained from small arms fire. Our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families of these police officers and this soldier. Larry?
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Well, we want to thank WOCA for putting us on the air every week. Joe, you're just great, and the folks here. And I know you have a little help, so you want to talk about the help from the wonderful sponsors that...
Outstanding intro, Gary. Outstanding. You're getting better week after week after week.
Well, give me one of those shirts and hire me. And,
Oh, you got it. Oh, everybody's a witness. You didn't put foot in down mouth, yes. Well, Veterans News is brought to you by Hires Baxley Funeral Services and Highland Memorial Park. Hires Baxley has had generations of families honor them with their trust and confidence. They believe it's because for the last 128 years, their team of caring professionals have established a reputation of serving families with excellence and compassion. Hires Baxley currently partners with the Boy Scouts of America Troop Number 72 to properly dispose of decommissioned American flags. They also They have a drop-off location for the program Cell Phones for Soldiers, helping to provide minutes that matter and helping heroes home. Hires Baxley is located at 910 East Silver Springs Boulevard, right here in Ocala. Or you can call them with questions at 352-629-7171. Again, 352-629-7171. And information can also be found at hiresbaxley.com. Veterans News is also brought to you by Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens and Nursery, 2610 Southeast 38th Street in Ocala. When it comes to landscaping, Bob Wines has what you need. Everything from small plants and large trees, mulch, fertilize, and so much more. Bob Wines will even deliver, plant, and guarantee their trees. Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery has been keeping you blooming since 1952. If you have a question about some gardening, just give them a call, 352-629-5766. That's 352-629-5766. And there's a special discount going out to veterans at Bob Wine's Camellia Garden and Nursery. All veterans will receive 20% off. That's 20% off discount at Bob Wine's Gardens and Nursery through November 17th to honor our veterans this Veterans Day week. Remember, if you're going to take advantage of that, proper identification is required. And remember, the freedom you enjoy this season is protected by our veterans. You can give back by joining ACE-AC of Ocala in supporting Vets Helping Vets USA. Vets Helping Vets USA serves the local veterans and their families by providing critical assistance such as food, rent, utilities, and other basic needs. If you give now, ACE-AC will double donations by matching contributions up to a maximum of $2,000. So visit aceairfl.com to donate directly or call 352-247-4087 for more information. Gary, back to you.
And those guys over there at ACE are great. They were our next door neighbors for quite a while on 8th Avenue. So, we thank him. Joe, we do got some stuff going on.
We have a lot of stuff going on. Wow.
Starting tonight, November 15th, Stephen Lang in Beyond Glory. It's a one-person play, but a great person, and he's going to tell the stories of several Medal of Honor winners. I've got my tickets for tonight. So, I'm going to get up there to see it. But if you don't have tickets, you want to call the Ocala Civic Theater at 352-236-2274, or you could go right up there to the box office. It's open regular hours. We don't have the hours. Oh, yes, they do. No, they don't have the hours.
No, yes, they do. Maybe,
but it's usually
usually between 10 to 3.
Yeah,
how about
10 to
that?
3.
Go in there.
And
you should be safe.
Yeah, let me give you that phone number one more time. Yeah, give them a call first. 352-236-2274. And we really are asking that if you're a veteran, you need to see this, and we need to support it because they did some really special things to get this gentleman here.
Stephen Lang, for those who don't recognize the name, he was the evil man.
The Colonel.
The Colonel in Avatar.
Yes, he was.
So.
And he's a rough-looking guy, but I'm sure he's a good actor, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. And if you go, wear something of your service or something like that, a hat or something, so everybody knows the veterans are supporting that, and that the Ocala Civic Theater is very veteran-friendly, and they're trying to do stuff like that for us.
They're also doing, if you recall, Gary, they're helping record memoirs of veterans.
And I understand that's going into the Library of Congress. Is that true?
So if you want to tell a story, and they're going to record it and leave it and hold it for posterity. Now you have something else for December 7th in front of you?
We do. We got this coming, and it's coming up on us.
Isn't that
quick?
I know. It just seems like, we're going to start planning, and all of a sudden, poof, there it is.
It's almost here.
Hey, my hairpiece came in.
You got one, really?
I had my hairpiece came in for that.
Did you get one for me?
You didn't want. If I known, I would have got you one.
I got to have something to grease up there. I ain't got quite a bit.
I don't have anything to grease up north, so I'm just gonna put one on top. That's all. Yeah.
But Caliber Home Loans. This is the 5th year that Caliber Home Loans has did a magical Christmas for Veterans Helping Veterans, and this year it's featuring a 50s theme of a sock hop. We got some old cars that's going to be parked out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. 50s music, 50s everything. There'll be plenty of celebrities there that you can go and rub elbows with.
There you go.
Plenty of great folks like Joe's coming.
We're the co-sponsor of it, so I guess we should be there. What do you think?
It's not every day you get to see a radio celebrity, so for no other reason,
if you can recognize her, with the leather jacket and everything. You have one?
And they won't recognize it, but then you can come up to them and hand them a business card, and
always. I am going that evening, and I am going to have fun and relax. There's going to be a silent auction, I understand.
Going to be a silent auction.
And there's the entertainment.
Good entertainment, too, and if they can play 50s music, they got it.
Well, Elijah, it better be 50s music,
Oh, yeah.
You have a leather jacket there, Gary?
I have one, but Tina's going to try to get me one of them ones that say T-Birds on it.
Oh, my.
And there's a few people I've invited to join the gang with me, so, if that happens, that's good.
So there's still some room?
There's still some room, and, if you want to just help out, if you want to sponsor, whatever you want to do, if you want to buy tickets, it's all good, okay?
Now remember, Gary, this benefits Veterans Helping Veterans, and at that note, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Hey, veterans, here's a salute just for you from Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. All this week, Bob salutes you and thanks you with 20% off everything. Come early for the great buys in Christmas decor, including Christmas cactus and poinsettias arriving this week. Frost-proof daisy gardenias, only $9.99. And listen to this, sweet and succulent Vidalia onions, a pack of 50 or 60 coming this week, and they're just $6.99. Don't forget that fabulous buy one, get one half-price tree sale and a special buy on red maple or little gem magnolias. Big number 15 size, just $99.99. And gorgeous living potted Christmas trees starting at just $19.99. It's the first great holiday sale of the season from Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens in Ocala. Southeast 38th Street. Open daily till 4, Saturdays till 2 in the same blooming place since 1952.
The folks at Honey Baked Ham remind us that now is the time to make your holiday entertaining plans. The holidays are coming up fast. Reserve your ham, turkey now. What about all the parties and gatherings? Honey Baked Ham is the answer there, too. They cater for intimate meetings or large parties. Again, reserve now. Honey Baked Ham is located on Southwest 27th Avenue behind Best Buy. Stop in or call 352-861-0011. Again, 861-0011. Honey Baked Ham, the world's best ham, turkey, roast beef, sides, desserts.
AC units in Florida take a beating, even in winter. To keep your AC in ace condition, call Ace AC of Ocala today. And for a limited time, you can save $30 on your Ace of a Deal maintenance plan. Visit aceairfl.com for details and save $30 off your regular low price using code WOCA30. Or call 352-247-4087 to get your AC in ace condition with Ace AC of Ocala.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
And we welcome everyone back, listeners, veterans, and supporters of veterans. We do appreciate you listening in to Veterans News each week at this time at 9 a.m. Usually it's a half-hour show, but we are honored to have an hour show. And Gary, you are the captain of the crew today, so it's back to you.
Okay, and before we get to our fine guest and the fine show, we just want to have one more thing.
Yes.
If you want to get in on the sock hop, you must call and get your tickets from Miss Jenke, and her phone number is 352-286-94 I'm going to give you that one more time.
Yes.
352-286-9491. And
Tell them we
quick.
sent you from WOCA, huh?
Yeah, tell them WOCA sent you. Amen.
There you go.
And Louis, I want you to have to introduce the best kept secret in Marion County.
Oh, is he
here
really?
today? Okay. And Louis, I want you to go ahead and introduce your crew that you brought with us, and thank you for on such short notice, putting this together for us. Because a lot of people don't even know what goes on in the Marion County Veterans Park.
I appreciate it. As soon as I got your call, first thing I thought about, especially our park, the Marion County Memorial Park, I said, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give Ron a call. And Ron and Ray are behind the scenes, and they let everyone know what's going on. They dot all the I's and cross the T's. I don't like doing all that. I like working out in the public forum. So I'd like to introduce Ron first. And then,
thank you very much, Louis. Yeah, what we have at the park, I mean, we invite everybody each and every year. We have a list that comes out at the beginning of the year. Our biggest issue we have is we need to advertise better. And for some reason in the past, it's been wanting to be advertised, but we just never really focused on it. So in the last couple of years, we've really set up and started focusing more on the advertising to bring people out. It's a beautiful park, and we want to be everybody involved, especially young veterans. We do have a situation out at the college where we're starting to work with the college young veterans. There's approximately 300 plus that are going to school out there right now on a GI Bill, I'm sure. But the point being is we're trying to get them involved because, as we all know, as years go by, we all start to get to the up in years and we don't have the same ambition and the same drive and capabilities. So we need to hand the torch off and go forward with the younger generation. And we also involved heavily with the school, and thanks to the Marion County School District, they really help support us and do a lot of programs for us. And we've got a lot of good things coming up in the future, Louis. So I'm looking forward to being on the show more and advertising more about it.
thanks. Then we have Ron in our park also. And Ron, if you can introduce yourself then. Ray.
Hi, I'm Ray. Ron and I work together.
There's double R's and it messes me up.
We spend a lot of time planning for the events in the parks. Plus, we also go out and set up at Walmarts. We set up at Home Depot. We set up at Publix to promote the park. We have our own table with a display of the park pictures. And we also hand out maps of the park. Anything that pertains to veterans, we also have with us. We also have brick applications. So if you're ever looking for a brick to memorialize your service, we have over, between the granite and the red bricks in the park, we have over 6,000 bricks in the park. And it's growing. And we work hard behind the scenes a lot. This past year, we brought the Vietnam Wall in, and Ron and I worked on that pretty much, bringing the people in together to see that wall. We got another big event coming up in September of 2019. We're going to bring Some Gave All Gave Some, that wall that honors first responders and everyone that passed away in the Twin Towers and the Pentagon and the airplane crash. Then the rest of the wall starts with the 1990-91 conflicts over there in the oil fields of Saudi Arabia and on through present-day Afghanistan. So we're really looking forward to this one coming in.
Now, let me ask you. I've been by the park many, many times. And what really impresses me is how clean it is, number one. No one's sleeping on benches. I mean, it's well maintained. And then I was very impressed with the flags. I don't know how many flags there. You could probably well, don't say all of them. I know all of them are there.
The state flags are all there, of course.
Right.
And then we have the other flags, the United States flag, we have the state of Florida flag, and the city of Ocala flag, all in the area of the Medal of Honor Plaza there. Excuse me.
That's
Thank
a
you.
good name. Yeah.
And then for some special events, depending on the event, we will put the large American flags around the outside perimeter of the park. And that is done by our veterans group, motorcycle.
That would be U.S. Military Vets Motorcycle Club.
Yeah.
Come and volunteer. And then also we have VVA.
Right.
Veterans, Vietnam Veterans.
Thank you.
And then also we have, we'll come in, there's another group that will come in, which one is that?
There's a lot of.
There's quite a few that come in. And I'm just trying to give them the props, to give them respect, because they volunteer also. Now at the park, what's so amazing is everyone there, we all volunteer. Mm-hmm. And we're open like from Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And each day we have different veterans that volunteer will come in, and then you can ask any question you need. If you need a little extra help, we have a little cart that will take you through the park, because our park starts from the Civil War all the way up to the present. And we're not missing anyone that served and their families. And that's the main ingredients that we have here, is honoring our veterans and their family, because how many times we left our family behind.
Now, that park was established in 1997.
Yes.
Is there any veterans that started it and are still there?
Yeah. There's Chief Jim Phillips. He's 94 years old.
Oh, my, yes.
Kamikaze survivor.
Yes.
World War II.
And he still fits in his uniform.
Yeah, he does. We also have Gene, who is one of our guys. He actually, matter of fact, he's going to be working today from the Korean War. He was also there, not in the very beginning of the construction of the park, but a little later. So Gene's been there for quite a while with the park.
The thing that I'd like to add on to it is probably the most important thing that we're overlooking is we need to pass the torch on, obviously, as I said earlier. But I think the most important thing is we need to have the young people involved. And what we mean by that is to bring in some new additions to the beautiful park. And we've got the exhibit hall, which we're going to open up sometime this next year. And it's where the old service office used to be. They're changing it over into the exhibit hall. With that, we need to have some kind of a appearance, because a curb appearance is the most important thing with anything that you have. So we're looking for ideas. Please stop by the service office or at the Veterans Park. We look like some monuments maybe, or some donations of some sort for a military vehicles that we can put out by the corner on 25th and 40, because that is a big area that needs to be appealing to people. They stop at the stoplight while they're sitting there, and they can look over and say, wow, I didn't know that was there before. Let's go and visit it. And behind that, obviously, is the park. So this is what we're trying to design, something that will really catch the eye and put Ocala veterans back on the map permanently.
That sounds
You'd be looking for something like a tank or maybe a tracked vehicle or
anything.
Right, something like that, yeah.
You know, if you're listening out there and you have access to something like this, and you know if somebody wants to donate it,
and this will be a permanent display.
Yes.
And then the big sign will be behind it. And now, are you looking for people to give you artist rendering of their visions, kind of thing, and then from that point on, you get the support, hopefully, from somebody with big pockets?
Basically, yeah. And there's some foundations out there that we've, kind of have connections with already. Wawa is one that's coming to town.
Yes.
They've actually given us a card on their foundation. Home Depot's another large one that does a great contribution to the veterans organizations.
So on that note, I love to interrupt, don't I? We're going to take our bottom of the hour break, and then we'll be back with more Veterans News.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump tweets that special counsel Robert Mueller's investigators have gone absolutely nuts and are a disgrace to the nation. Arizona Senator Jeff Flake, a Republican, says he won't vote for any of the president's judicial nominees unless there's a vote on legislation to protect Mueller from being fired.
The president now has this investigation in his sights.
The top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell says,
I think it's in no danger, and so I don't think any legislation is necessary.
In Northern California,
8 more bodies were found in the ruins of Paradise, bringing the death toll from the campfire to 56. And the number of homes destroyed in this fire just soared. 8,650 homes gone. The total number of structures destroyed, 10,321. And sadly, 130 people, almost all senior citizens, remain unaccounted for, and relatives fear the worst.
Fox's Claudia Cowan in Paradise, California. This is Fox News.
It's a crisp fall morning. Time for your daily pumpkin soy latte. As you wait for your coffee, you get a buzz. No, it's not your boss wanting extra whipped cream, but your ADT video doorbell. It's a package. Your new latte machine. No more $5 PSLs. Barista service. Brought to you by ADT. Designing and installing a smart home just for you. Backed by best-in-class 24/7 protection. Learn more at ADT.com. ADT. Real protection. License information available at ADT.com.
Indeed knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
Nurse practitioner, 4+ years experience, acute care certification.
Indeed has a huge pool of amazing candidates and screener tools that help you find your most qualified applicants.
Whoa, an entire short list of unicorns.
See why more than 3 million companies worldwide use Indeed to hire. Post your job at Indeed.com/hire. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Source ComScore total visits.
The City of Ocala Department of Recreation and Parks are proud to present the 35th annual Light Up Ocala on November 17th. The fun starts on the square in downtown Ocala from 4 to 9 p.m. There will be food vendors, 4 stages of entertainment, Whoville, Themed Kids Zone, the downtown holiday skating rink, crafts, the Junior Sunshine Christmas Parade around the square, then at about 7:30 p.m., the official downtown lighting ceremony. See you at Light Up Ocala.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Florida's election recount reaches a pivotal point today. Barring a dramatic last-minute court-mandated extension, Florida counties face a 3 p.m. deadline to wrap up their machine recounts. A 17-year-old student at Denellen High School has been arrested for sexual assault. A 7th person has been sentenced to 5 years in prison in a corruption scandal in Ocala. If all goes as planned, Floridians will get a chance to see their first daytime rocket launch in months. SpaceX is set to launch the S-HAL-2 communications satellite for Qatar aboard a Falcon 9 rocket at 3:46 this afternoon. A wildlife refuge in Florida has posted a graphic image of a bobcat walking around with a dead iguana in its mouth, showing off its kill for tourists. And Disney says their gondola system will be up and running by the fall of next year, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge will be one of the largest enclosed coasters in the world, housed inside a massive building large enough to hold 4 spaceship Earths. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Thursday will be a cooler and less humid day as clouds give way to some sunshine. The highs in the upper 60s in the northwest part of the zone to 79 in the southeast part. Clear to partly cloudy, chilly Thursday night. Lows in the mid to upper 30s in the coldest inland spots, upper 40s along the coast. A cool day for Friday despite sunshine. Highs generally in the mid to upper 60s. Saturday mostly sunny, a bit warmer, high 72 to 76. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Beyond Glory, live on stage, starring Stephen Lang. Beyond Glory tells the story of 8 Medal of Honor heroes who served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. Stephen Lang, whose film credits include Tombstone and Avatar, brings Beyond Glory to the Ocala Civic Theater stage November 15 through 18. Call 352-236-2274 or buy tickets online at okalacivictheater.com.
The Great American Menu lives at Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. Sizzling steak burgers made fresh when you order. Premium beef hot dogs, crispy shoestring fries, and Freddy's rich and creamy custard made fresh throughout the day. The classic taste enjoyed by generations of American families. Served every day at Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. With the most American ingredient of all, a smile. Freddy's Frozen Custard and Steak Burgers. The taste that brings you back.
Hey, this is John Tesh, and you know music is my passion, and so is my relationship with my audiences, which is why I'm very excited to meet you on Friday, November 16th at the Sharon L. Morris Performing Arts Center in the Villages. I'm going to be sharing my music and my life story in 2 concerts. The first concert will be at 5 p.m., the second show at 8 p.m. For tickets and for more information, go to thesharon.com. Friday, November 16th, an intimate evening of music, stories, and just us friends.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, 63 degrees. Looks like it's going to be a little bit cooler today. 68 is the expected high, 39 the expected low for tonight. Tomorrow, 64 degrees the expected high, with 40 degrees the expected low. And Saturday for light up Ocala, 72 degrees as the high temperature for the day, dropping down to 50 at night. Let's return now to Veterans News. Gary Pascale sitting in the captain's seat. Gary?
You know, we're all about in the same age bracket, and then, you know, we all probably grew up in different places, but it seems like every town I ever lived in, the Veterans Park, all it was a statue of a soldier, World War I or World War II, and, you know, maybe 40, 50 square feet, you know, a little bit of grass, maybe a bench. And, you know, how big is our Veterans Park?
Our park is almost 5 acres.
Wow.
Yeah, and
what a lesson.
The big field is the draw, because that we use for a lot for our seating, for anything that takes part at the pavilion. Like we just had here Sunday night was the Kingdom of the Sun Orchestra was there, and they were in the pavilion, and everybody brought their own chairs, or they could sit in the bleachers to listen to music for the evening. And then afterwards, they had a fireworks show afterwards. And the Kingdom of the Sun does a great job when they put that on.
Yeah, they sure do, and I've made about the last 4, so I've, you know, really enjoyed that myself. Something else I want to say about your park, I don't know if y'all realize it, but, you know, there's something for everybody in that park.
Yes, it is.
My son, I showed it to my middle son, and he took a person in there that was Jewish, and it happened to be that this person's father fought in World War II. And as he was walking around, he found a Jewish memorial to the veterans that fought, and tears down his eyes.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, Gary, that we all forget about is it has not forgot anybody. It's from A to Z, from actually starting way before the Civil War. If you start walking what we call Hero on 25th and Fort King along the sidewalk and walk around the whole park, it's amazing. I've been there going on like 10 years myself now, and I'll tell you what, every time I go out there, I find something I'd forgot about, most likely nowadays because of my age, but there's something covering everybody, and it's beautifully laid out, and that's what I made a comment earlier. We need to extend that into the present conflicts that we're having, and we have not done that, and that's where we need to get going, because in another 15 to 20 years, it's sad to say, but our time is going to come, and we need to pass that torch on, and it's very responsible, or our responsibility anyway, to make sure that happens. So we need the young folks that are, when we talk young, 30, 40-year-olds, to start coming up, and we need to start applying some of those new conflicts that we have as far as monuments and stuff to recognize these guys.
Yeah, because, you know, you look for your era, you know, it's just it's so normal. Something else about the park that really stunned me, I was studying the Civil War wall, and on both sides, the Union and Confederacies both lost more soldiers due to disease than to the combat, you know, and I thought, oh, that was a terrible war, but I mean, that just a terrible statistic. And there's just so many things you can learn in that park, just walking around and reading the walls and reading the bricks.
Well, that's where we all came together 2 years ago. I've been at the park 2 years, and we were sitting there talking to other veterans that like to come in, and we saw that different ones coming in wanted to know more about the park. And so that's where we put our heads together and said, well, what can we do to let everyone know it's for everyone? So we went to Jeff and talked to him, and it's been growing ever since. Because we have a lot of veterans there that really care. We all volunteer. We care about our community, and we care about our park, and we care about the veterans. So it's starting to grow, as we can say.
We have, talking back about the Civil War, Gary, that you'd mentioned, there's an area up there along that Civil War area that is for bricks. And obviously the Civil War has been, you know, a long time ago. And thank God it's over with, and I hope we never see another one like that. But the point being is there's an area up there for bricks for Civil War veterans. and it's a very empty area. And if anybody out there in the area can think of some organization that could come up with a list of the names, and we could find somebody that would like to sponsor filling out the Civil War names with bricks, I think it would be very appropriate and very honorable, because it looks very sad when you see half of the bricks laid there, and it's going to be hard to fill them as time goes on, as we all know. But if there's any organization out like the DAR ladies, for an example, or any other organization that could come up with a list of the names, they don't have to be in Marion County. They can be anywhere in the United States. If they were in the Civil War, they deserve to have their name there, and we could fill that out.
Yeah, so if you're listening, Larry, what would be the call-in? Can you give us the call-in number in case...
If you want to call on the air, you mean?
Yeah.
Right now, 622-9622 if you'd like to call the show, 622-WOCA. If you'd like to call the office line, that would be off the air, and it's 732-8000.
And y'all don't have a phone over there in the...
We do have a phone, but it's only there from 9 to 1 that somebody's manning that phone, which is 671-8425. 671-8425. That's from 9 to 1, Monday through Friday. Otherwise, they can call the Veterans Service Office, 671-8422, every day of the week except weekends, obviously, and talk to anybody there, and they'll be more than happy to pass it on to us.
Yeah, and they're there from 8 till 5.
Yes.
Monday through Friday.
Yes.
I'm going to give Jeffrey's office phone number one more time, man.
The number for Jeff's office is 671-8422. 671-8422.
Would y'all like to talk about some things we got coming up?
Yeah, I'd like to touch on something here, Gary. You were talking about when you brought your grandson into the park. We do offer a tour of the park, a guided tour. We can take 3 people in the golf cart with the driver. And we will start at one end of the park and we'll go through the entire park so that people can understand what the park is all about. We have a larger golf cart, but it's very hard to maneuver. And so we only like to use the little one. But they can call Mr. Askew's phone number at 671-8425 or 22 and make an appointment. We will be there no matter what day of the week it is. We can set the time up and the day, and we can do the tour. So that might be something some of the people might be interested in, especially some of the people that can't walk, that may have to use a wheelchair. They can get in that cart. We can help them get in the cart and take them around the park.
Gary, we have a phone call. If you would like to, if you guys put your headsets on, you'll be able to hear the phone call. Let me give you a chance to do that before we go to the call. And just if you can hear me, then you'll be able to hear the caller. Can everybody hear me? Yes? Okay. Good morning. You're on the air. Thank you for calling.
Hey, Larry, it's Mark. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. And good morning to my fellow veterans. It's a unique park. I wanted to call and give my opinion of the park. For the guys that don't know me, I'm a 10-year veteran of the Marine Corps, was a sergeant twice in the Marine Corps, got out as a civilian, became a civilian, and went back in as a PFC and made sergeant back the second time, and then got out as a civilian, then called back for Desert Storm, of which I attended. I just wanted to make a comment about the Civil War aspect of that park. There's nowhere else in the United States that I have seen where there are commemorations towards the losses of both sides, and I don't know that I feel that it's appropriate. If in other words, if you go to Washington D.C., you see the winning generals standing in front of the U.S. Capitol. You might see Sherman or Grant, but you don't see Lee. Now you do see Lee in Richmond, I think, that the Daughters of the American the DAR, or some group, the Chamber of Commerce back in the 1920s put up, and that's a question as to whether that's going to remain there or not. But I would say also, as a contemporary person politically from the left, if you can't tell, I would say that you're listening to a veteran who would continue to defend Vicksburg, Gettysburg, Chickamauga, Chattanooga, or any of the federal war sites. But I think just for us to arbitrarily have Southern losses placed at a federal memorial where World War I and World War II and Korea and the rest of the veterans, I don't think that's appropriate. I think that part of the nation tried to overthrow the U.S. government, and they lost. So I don't think they should be commemorated or honored. If you're going to do that, go all the way. Put their rebel flag back up, and then we'll see how long that stays. So I just think that it offends people that are not just black. It offends some of us northern whites who are proud to be Abraham Lincoln Republicans, but FDR Democrats. I hope you understand what I'm saying. It's inappropriate to have those losses up there, including the Northerners. Let's take them both off if we want. But I don't think we should be commemorating the number of people killed on battlefields by numbers, though I'm a day late and a dollar short because they've been up there for a while. But as a veteran, I think if we talk about free speech and serving your country, that's an opinion I'm sure nobody in that studio supports, and I'm sorry about your bad luck. But we won the war, and we should put it behind us, and don't threaten the audience with another civil war, whoever made that comment. Because
we appreciate your opinion. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
First of all, happy birthday. We just turned off of the Marine Corps. I was 243 years old, so thank you for that. One thing for our park, what we try to do is we represent everyone. We try not to discriminate. A veteran is a veteran, and if you're a veteran, you know where we all come together, and that's what we try to do at our park. We try to look out for everyone that comes there, and as far as we're not promoting any war or anything like that. We wouldn't do that. What we're doing is honoring our veterans and their family.
Yeah, now, you misunderstood us. We sure didn't mean that to happen, but the bottom line really is a veteran is a veteran, and when this park was designed and put together, I think it was probably the most appropriate thing was it's for all veterans, male, female, no matter what race, whatever, and we recognize all those. So please come visit the park anytime. We'd love to have you there, and we'll have some more beautiful events. I'm sure that will help everybody heal.
Would you like another call?
Yes, sir.
Phone call? Okay. Good morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air.
Good morning, Larry and gentlemen. I personally believe that the Civil War should be recognized in its entirety. In other words, Confederate soldiers and Union soldiers, simply because they are Americans, they were Americans, and they still are Americans. That's number one. Number two is you had brothers on both sides of fighting each other because of what they believed in, not because they didn't like the country. They would, if they didn't like our country at that time, they wouldn't have fought. But the principles that they stood up for were basically states' rights. If you really study your history, it wasn't about slavery as much as states' rights. And to me, the tearing down of statues because they happen to be of Confederate soldiers or officers in the Confederate War, to me is destroying our history. Unfortunately, that is our history. You go to France and you look at the various cemeteries that we just celebrated Armistice Day and our president attended. There were German soldiers there as well as American soldiers, French soldiers from whoever that fought in that war. And there's nobody going, oh, gee, we got to take down this guy's cross because he was in the German army, whether it was World War I or World War II. And those graves are tended by mostly of the French Belgium citizens. They're adopted and they're cared for. And to me, what's happening here in our country is an absolute disgrace.
Yeah.
You can't wipe away part of history. You wipe away part of history, you're wiping away all our history. And I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. And I can't help these people that have nothing better to do than tear apart our country's structure and independence and our Constitution for all people. Not Confederates, not for Union soldiers or Union sympathizers or Confederate sympathizers, whatever. All people. in this country. Basically all Americans, because if our ancestors fought in the Civil War, that means we were born here, more than likely. But like I said before, all people. We have to honor our history and the people that contributed to it, whether you think they contributed or not.
Yeah, I just want to say, we appreciate the opinion, but, we want to talk about the park and what the park does, in the here and now. But thank you, and God bless you all for your opinions.
One thing I'd like to add on to that is we are not a political park. We are strictly a veterans park. And that's where we want to keep it, and we do not get involved with that. We strictly are Veterans Park.
I'd like to add to that also, that what we've done is we put the park together for everyone. You get a chance to be able to go back through history. We learn from our history. Without history, the past, we can't go to the future. And that's one thing we do at the park. We try not to hurt anyone's feelings. Doesn't matter what side of the fence or what nationality or where you come from. It's about the veterans and their family. What a great way that we can honor that. And if you come to the park, we all sit down and we have conversation, which is the best thing that you can do is have conversation without really, hating on someone because they have a different view. But our park is for everyone, and that's the most important thing. And that's what we like to, let the public know, and especially our citizens out of Ocala, that we're here for you and your family. If you would like to know a little history of our park.
I have 2 questions about the bricks, and this is for my personal use. Can I buy brick for somebody who's not deceased yet? Can I do
Absolutely.
that? Yes. Yeah? Okay. And how much is the brick?
The red brick is $50.
Okay.
The granite brick is $100.
Okay.
Takes about 90 days before you get the brick. Well, once you've submitted your application and that they tell you that the brick is made, they will call you on the phone and let you know when it's going to be set. So around 90 days, though, generally it takes to get the bricks in.
And could somebody who, I don't know anybody from the Civil War, but to finish that wall that you were describing earlier, could somebody volunteer to buy a brick and then maybe you guys could figure out what name would go on it?
Sure.
Well, yes, that's what we're looking for is donations for the brick, one, and the other one would be to have somebody. We thought maybe the DAR ladies would be able to help us more on that, and we're going to contact them for the names.
Okay, excellent. And that's the $50 brick?
That would be a $50, yes, sir.
All right, very good. Thank you.
And we got some more upcoming stuff, too, don't we, at the park?
Yes. Yeah, we have the Veterans Thanksgiving Feast coming up this Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Veterans Park. It's sponsored by the Native American Veterans, American Indian Movement of Florida, Farming for You, Oak Crest Hardware of Ocala, Publix, Summer Glen Veterans Associations are all backing them. It's a free meal. It's a free meal.
It starts at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning.
Yeah. This coming Saturday, November 17th at 10 a.m. Come on out and have some Thanksgiving with us.
And Louis, a lot of times people need an honor guard, and we got trouble finding one. And I hear that you're the man that we can call for some things like that.
Yes, I'm a member. Also, we all volunteer. It's the Marion County Honor Guard, and I like that Ed. Gunnery Sergeant Ed, he's completed over 4,000 services for our veterans. He started in the early 70s down in Bushnell, and what we do now is we, not just at Bushnell that would do the service for the veteran and their family, we also will come to your church now to see the honor also there. And our honor, what we do is do a service. We also play taps, also the 3 volleys, and fold the American flag, and present it to the family.
And who does the quarterly ceremony? It's at the park. I know.
It's a gentleman named Bruce Lombro. He is a VVA member, and he's taken over for another gentleman that's just retired, Julius. And they do a great job. They do an excellent job.
Yeah, I've been to a few of them, and including one for my dad and one for my uncle. And you guys do an outstanding job. It gives you chills.
I think we're the only park that I know of, and we've been trying to research that, but I think we're the only place that does that for the fallen veterans.
Yeah.
And can we put a plug in for Mr. Jeffrey Askew? Because, it seems like every time something goes on there, that man is there like from dusk till dawn, and
he's been part of that forever, right?
He's got to be one of the hardest workers, I've ever seen. And we're so blessed in our county to have somebody like that. That's the Veterans Service Officer. Aside from the great things they do, if we're helping people get benefits and stuff like that, you guys talk a little bit about what Jeffrey does in that park.
Well, for one example, when I first started, when I retired a few years back, I went to the service office because I was a Vietnam veteran, and I thought, well, maybe there might be some benefits. Anyway, I went in, and there is thank God for me, I got a lot of benefits. But point being is, Jeffrey and his people invited me to work at the park, and I said, what do you mean the park? And it was right behind the office at that time. So I've been there ever since. But he does so much for everybody. It's hard sometimes to describe. He is probably the most personable person you should ever run into, and probably the greatest thing for me is he's got love for all veterans, and his respect for veterans is so much above and beyond the call that is kind of eerie sometimes when you hear him talk about how he respects and wants to make sure that all veterans are honored forever.
Yeah, and also I like to say about Jeff, he's pretty busy making sure everything is correct, not only down at main office but at our park. But if you have a question or you have something you want to talk about, he will stop immediately and he would just talk to you and make sure everything is okay, and then he moves on. But he always makes sure he does that to you, and that's appreciated.
And another thing about the park, is if you get a lunch break, when you don't live that far, to take that walk through, there's some tables there where you could sit. It's got to be one of the most, I know you guys probably get the same vibes there, it's got to be one of the most, it's commemorating wars and stuff like that, but it's got to be one of the most peaceful places I've ever been.
Yeah, it's really quiet. It's really quiet. So, sometimes during the day, we have a gentleman, I don't know John's last name, he's a retired attorney. He comes to the park and plays the bagpipes 7 days a week.
Yeah.
And he usually comes in about 11 o'clock in the morning and plays till about 12:30. And he'll come in the office for a break and come in and sit and chat with us. John's never been in the service, but he likes to come in and have the camaraderie of the guys in the park. And we accept him. John's a nice guy.
Yeah, we've met him. The park is also the answer to one of our trivia questions. The question is, where in Ocala would you find the Statue of Liberty?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Again, it's something for everybody in that park.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And, people, called in, obviously they had some political convictions and stuff like that. But, it's not about politics. It's about soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines.
Exactly.
And,
and family.
And families, yes. And, again, it commemorates war in a lot of ways. But, even General MacArthur said in his final speech to the soldiers at West Point, nobody hates war more than the soldiers.
Amen.
And of course, soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, to be included in that, So that's why it's probably so peaceful, and that's why we all love it, because, I feel like I could go in there and politics, everything aside, hatred, all that stuff, out of the way. That's my escape from this stuff, not, it's surely not a symbol of any of that in there.
And what I like, too, you'll see mothers coming through with their young ones, and they'll be pointing at different things, and they're really enjoying the park now. At the same time, you get a little exercise too.
You guys have done a great job.
A great walking path, the exercise,
Absolutely.
seriously.
Yes, it is.
You see a lot, and like I said, read the walls, and you'll be surprised what you learn.
All right, 30 seconds.
All right, well, with the 30 seconds, I want to thank, and I hope I get this right, Louis, Ray, and Ron. And for Hank Whittier, I just want to say, God bless America.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. 59 deaths are confirmed in the wildfires burning in California, 56 of those in the Camp Fire in the northern part of the state. CAL FIRE spokesman Steve Kaufman says that fire has grown to
138,000.